This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to another episode of the TCSF podcast. I am your host, Big Z. And this week, again, we have Stevie-B from the No Water on the Weekend podcast. And then we have our fantasy football guru, JC. What's up, fellas? How you guys been?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready to talk some sports.
Yeah, Stephen May by the hair of his chinny chin here. Episode 174 is brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago sports fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. Get your shirts now. Oh man, this is a disappointing episode to be talking about the Bears, but we're going to talk about the Bears, how they browned themselves this past Sunday. The Bulls have tons of rumors of where certain players will be going after losing to Miami in a heartbreaker. And then we have the Blackhawks, who keep sliding into the loss column, and the cold stove of baseball in Chicago. The hits and the misses, more misses than any hits, but we'll get into all that. But let's get into our Bears segment. This is Bears football. This is 3 and Out. Boom, boom, boom. That's right. First down, we're going to talk about this incredible streak that we're on of leading by more than 10 points and still being able to lose. We've had 3 games this season where we were up 10 and had a 99, 98 and something other percentage of winning the damn game, and the Bears take their foot off the gas, stick it into reverse, like they say, stick it in reverse, Terry, and continue to lose, finding ways to lose. So first down, let's break down this first game. JC, what do you got for us?
Bears absolutely shit the bed. Let's start with the fact that we had 3 interceptions, 4 sacks, and 1 forced fumble, and we scored 10 points. 7 points because we scored 17 total, but 7 of those points, thank you, Tremaine Edmonds, came from the defense. So you're telling me with 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, and 4 sacks, the best we could do is 10 points? It's fucking embarrassing. Fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, well, it's an embarrassment all the way around, on the offense, on the coaching, on the special teams. You had that kid, I don't want to even give him his name because he's probably not on the team anymore, fumbling punt returns. We had the decision to not kick a field goal, and we'll get into that in a little bit, and going for 2 Hail Marys. So it's hard to swallow this one because I did take them as losing, and not that I care about being right, just because it really doesn't matter to Bears fans at this point, because we're almost securing that number 1 pick, but it's just the same thing, wash, rinse, repeat, with the Bears finding ways to lose when the defense is carrying this team, when it should be the offense carrying this team with Justin Fields and DJ Moore and Deontay Foreman and Cole Kmet, but it's not happening. What is going on with? Justin Fields had, 1 interception was really not an interception. Hopefully they do the stat correction, because at the end of
counted as 2 interceptions.
Well, I know, but at the end of the half, that dude did not catch the ball.
Oh.
That ball hit the floor. So they'll probably do a stat correction for that. But Justin Fields with 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 166, 19 for 40, not even 50% passing. Joe Flacco,
46.5% quarterback rate. So.
You have Joe Flacco off the couch, 28 of 44, 374 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Yeah, so an interesting stat on X. Joe Flacco threw for 212 yards in the 4th quarter alone on Sunday. Justin Fields has thrown for more than 212 yards in a game only nine times in his 35 career starts.
It's
So
not
Joe
enough.
Flacco alone in the fourth quarter has thrown more yards than Justin Fields has thrown for 9 times.
If this
And
doesn't,
this is why,
go
unfortunately,
ahead.
guys, I have to say it. Like, I know we're putting a lot of the blame on Getsy, but I got to look at Justin Fields and say, I'm sorry, we need to draft a quarterback. Doesn't have to be the top guy. Doesn't
No.
need to be the number 1 pick, but we need to take a quarterback and basically say, Justin, you got 1 more year, figure it the fuck out, or we have to move on. Because what we're getting out of Justin Fields, it's just not enough. We're in year 3. It's not enough.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I mean, at the same time, it's like you're looking at these numbers, 19 for 40 for 166 yards. You've kind of been seeing that a lot. I don't remember or recall a game where he really balled out like when he did last year with the Patriots and stuff like that.
He only balls out against Detroit. That's it.
That's pretty much, yeah. But still, with the defense and stuff like that, I feel like the fourth quarter again, they played 3 and out, literally 3 quarters, and fourth quarter they, let some great passes, made Joe Flacco look like, he's a young quarterback again, and he's in his prime, but he's a little bit past, but he's, looking great, and he's performing really well. It's just, even with the running opportunities, like, with rushing, what was it? Only Jones Jr. had 23 yards and pretty much average of 11.5 a carry. So I don't know where the run game really was. I mean, they were pretty much getting stopped at the same time.
I mean, it is a formidable. It is a formidable front line for the defense on the Browns. So that we didn't expect it to run it down their throat, but also Roschon Johnson only got 5 carries, and Deontay Foreman only got 6 carries. That's 11 carries between your 2 main running backs. Herbert also got 6 carries. No one got over 36 yards. Roschon Johnson broke out for 1. That's the only reason he got for 36. Justin Fields was contained. They literally bookended him and forced him to throw in the pocket, and that was the game plan. Keep him in the pocket and let our front line come attack him. And that's what they did, and they did a really good job of it because he only had 30 yards rushing. Deontay Foreman, I believe he's playing hurt. I believe DJ Moore's playing hurt. 4 receptions, 52 yards. This is a 1,000-yard receiver plus year after year after year with crappy quarterbacks in Carolina, and we can't give him a 1,000-yard season plus. I just don't understand it, where the disconnect is with the Chicago Bear offense, and it's been like this my whole life. We haven't had a great offense.
I disagree with a terrible offense. I mean, when Cutler was here, you're getting up there, you're seeing deep balls, you're seeing actual passes. Kyle Orton was pretty good, but again, not where you end result, right? But
no one's throwing for 400 yards. I want 400 yards of passing. Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that?
Totally fine, but if they could catch the ball, that's the issue.
Yeah, 320 yards per game is like the bare minimum now in the NFL. I mean, it's a passing game nowadays. So to have a quarterback that cannot break 300 on a consistent basis, that tells you right then and there, first off, Getsy needs to go. Like we've already, and I read something on X today that it is most likely that they will let Getsy go after the season.
Correct.
I forget the source on that, but I was reading something that it's pretty much foregone conclusion. They're going to let him go because, what was it, like 2 games ago? They panned to polls in the box after
being up right by 10.
I forget what it was, but they panned to polls, and it was basically like him saying, "We're running the same play again." Like,
yeah.
They did a mouth reading
Yes.
of him saying, "We're running another screenplay," or "We're running the same play again."
Yeah.
So like you can tell like Poles is over Getsy as well, like with this play calling and this like short intermediate, but again, I need to go back and watch the tape a little more on the game, but again, we have an issue where Fields is not a rhythm passer. So when he's hitting his 5th step or he's hitting his 7th step, like he's not getting the ball out. Like he's not making the decision and ripping the ball. He has to like see the guy flash open before he'll pull the trigger. And like, to me, like that's not, you go watch, and again, not to, say quarterbacks of the past, like Drew Brees and, Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. But I mean, some of the elite quarterbacks, by the time they hit their 5th step, they know where they're going with the ball and they're ripping it before the guy is open.
You're throwing to a
before the guy
spot.
flashes.
Yeah, you're throwing to a spot. You're not waiting for
it. Yeah.
You're not waiting till the guy's open and then throwing it, because that allows the defense to catch up. You're throwing to a spot because you know what the route is. So on your 5th or 7th step, you know exactly where your receiver is going to be and what spot by the time the ball gets there. Even if you watch Flacco, who didn't have a great game with 2, 3 interceptions, whatever it is. But some of those interceptions that we got, I mean, our defense was flying around and jumping the routes, or their I think it was a tight end, might have been their tight end or their 3rd wide receiver didn't run the correct route. And he looked around like, dude, you're supposed to split this way, and you kept running straight, and that left the linebacker wide open to catch the ball, to intercept the ball. So some of those were mistakes of not knowing his receivers, because he knows the offense, he just doesn't know his receivers. He doesn't trust anyone but DJ. Yeah, definitely. Need to have more receivers that actually catch the ball. Mooney quit when DJ Moore got there. That's a great point. You look at Moore getting there, DJ Moore getting there, and Mooney's no longer the first option, right? When he was the first option, he was great. He was getting the ball all the time, and he had some confidence. And now that he's option number 3 or 4, he's not getting that. And that seems to hurt his confidence, and I don't think he wants to be here, wants to continue playing here. I don't know.
I mean, for me, that's like bad sportsmanship in a way. You got to earn your spot.
You've got to do your job. He's a way better talent than you. Yeah, you're going to slide over to number 2. And the problem with that Fields is he doesn't read a good defense. He doesn't go through his progression and going 1, 2, 3, and then all right, dump it off to the running back, or run, or there's so many options that you have, but he's not processing that very quickly, and that's when the defense is getting on top of him. So let's talk about the Hail Mary before the half. What were your impressions of that play call?
I mean, I'm never against a Hail Mary before the half. The quote unquote excuse was that, we were going to kick into the wind. And, unfortunately, Pinheiro is not a strong leg kicker. 55 is the max with him kicking with the wind, not into the wind. So, unfortunately, yes, Cairo Santos or, Pinheiro. Jesus, who's our kicker?
Cairo Santos.
Santos. Thank you. I don't know why I wanted to keep saying Pinheiro. But again, it's one of those where like we know what his limitation is with his leg. Unfortunately, he is not a strong leg kicker. So I understand Eberflus's excuse of, hey, we're kicking into the wind. It was at the max of his range. We didn't think it was possible, blah, blah, blah. But to me, the hit that Justin Fields took,
oh yeah,
where's the freaking flag?
Yeah, we've been saying this for weeks.
Already.
We've been saying this for weeks. He's not getting any calls. He's getting demolished back there. And then I'm sorry, but this front line needs to take a penalty and whack one of those dudes. They just go in there and protect your quarterback, because they don't respect this Chicago Bears team, and they do not respect Justin Fields. There was 25 to 30 mile an hour wind, and it was wet. So what I heard this morning on the radio was that he went through his warm-ups and he couldn't hit anything over 47 yards or something like that. So he was out of range, and then the wind blowing. But if you knew that in warm-ups, why are you taking that side of the field for the second and the fourth quarter? They got the ball in the beginning, didn't they? They won the toss, so they chose to receive the ball. The Browns did, so you get to pick what side of the field you want. So why would you Why would you not get the field for the second and the fourth quarter? Because it alternates. It makes no sense.
That's on your captains and on the coaching staff.
Well, this whole damn season's on them. I mean, that's just like, that's football 101. And if you're playing in the backyard, like, well, I don't want to be throwing it into the wind in the fourth quarter. It's just common fucking sense. Just come on with this. The weather was trash. Take your chance of scoring. Yeah. I mean, if he kicks it and it's short, oh well. Time runs off the clock anyways. And you just make sure that you tackle somebody if they do catch it. I mean, you run the risk of, on both situations, of them catching running back. So you could have, I think you should have just went for it.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's you kick it and you miss it, they have the potential of running it back. If you throw a Hail Mary, more than likely it's going to get broken up, and it is what it is. But like I said, to me, it was more unnecessary hit that Justin Fields took, and it's like I understand it's the end of the half, but you gotta throw a flag on that. I mean, it was like literally he threw the ball and there were 3 more steps before he got hit. Like, it's blatantly obvious.
It really was.
Like
and that would have put us in field goal.
Some of the hits as he's sliding, it's microseconds of, do I throw it? Do I not throw it? You know what? He was in the process of starting his slide, but the guy was already in the process of launching for the tackle. So it's one of those where it's kind of, again, it's hard to make that call last week. This week, there's no excuse. Like, the NFL has to come out and say, you know what? The refs, it's on them. Yes, that should have been a penalty.
Yeah, you've got to make it known. You take the fine. You got to send somebody out there to defend them. It can't be Montez Sweat, who just got here, trying to get off the sideline to defend Justin Fields. It has to come from the offensive line. Like, the guy when growing up, it was Olin Kreutz, right? No one fucked with Olin Kreutz. If you messed with any of his quarterbacks, whether he liked them or not, whether they were good or not, he was the enforcer, and he got in people's faces and said, "You're not doing that again." So that's. It's.
Do you think the offensive line wants to protect, or they don't do? Like, you don't see that. I mean, yes, we have that one guy who just came here, but I mean,
Montez Sweat.
Do you honestly think they want to protect him, or they just? I don't know.
No, I really.
Care. It feels like they don't want to.
No, they do. They do. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Tevin Jenkins has stood up for him in the past, but I haven't really seen him stand up for him this year. So it's, again, I was watching some of the line play yesterday, and Lucas Patrick and Whitehair, God, man, they're so trash.
They are.
Like, I literally watched, he went to go block one of the defensive tackles, and it was like a turnstile. Like, he was turned around backwards facing Justin Fields, and the guy was already past him. And it's like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a backup on a team. And unfortunately, this is the problem with the Bears is we need to get rid of, our left guard and our center. They need to be replaced. Again, Braxton Jones on the outside, not playing too bad. Darnell Wright, for a rookie, playing pretty darn well.
Mm-hmm.
Tevin Jenkins,
concussion,
the highest offensive lineman PFF ranking that we have. So, when you look at it, your right side's pretty solidified. It's the middle. And unfortunately, what Cleveland is very good at is rushing up the middle and collapsing the pocket up the middle. So, unfortunately, that's why we had trouble running the ball this week, was because that's Cleveland's strong point, and Whitehair and Lucas Patrick, they couldn't stop a 5th grader from getting over a turnstile.
No, not at all.
How big was the 5th grader though? I'm just
listen. They would kick him in the shin and walk right past him. It's pretty.
It hurts. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Lucas Patrick
does it for me to wake me up in the morning.
That's right. Lucas Patrick is the worst center in the NFL. I don't know how we have not upgraded that position, but it's got to be a focal point in this upcoming draft. It will be one of those things that needs to be addressed. I agree. I don't
know how many snaps I watched. They're at Justin Fields' ankles. they're over his shoulders, they're to the left, they're to the right. Like every snap is like all over the place. Like there's no consistency to his snap. Like get the ball to Justin Fields.
Yeah, we
like,
do.
If he has to reach down to his ankles and like reach above his head to like get a snap, it's like every other snap. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
Especially if it's a quick occurring play like a sweep or a handoff, and if that that when they
which is all Getty calls.
Oh, let's do another sweep. Oh yeah, let's throw another pass to with a bubble screen that's 8 yards behind the scrimmage line. Yeah, we do need to use our, well, I don't know, Yates, Eddie Yates over here saying that we need to use our first rounder on a best center in the draft.
Unfortunately the best centers are graded in the second round, late first. You might see like one or two of the guys climb into like the late first, but most of them have a second round grade on them.
Well, you had a good mock draft the other day that we talked about, and we were grabbing a center.
Powers Johnson, in the mock draft that I did, took him in the third, but most of them have like he's really like kind of graded as like mid to late second.
Let's go trading. Not true. Let's go get back Roberto Garza. Let's get him back out of retirement.
I just saw he was in Spain a couple of weeks ago at one of the, I guess there are Instagram or Facebook group of Bears fans in Spain. They all gather at a local bar. There's like 200, 250 of them. And they invited Roberto Garza to go there. And he went over there and partied them for a weekend. So I thought that was pretty cool. Hopefully, that
is awesome.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing. We definitely center and left guard are positions of need. A wide receiver to replace Mooney is going to be something that need. What are we doing at quarterback? If Justin Fields doesn't have protection, we can't continue to blame him for not having protection. Yes. Is he holding the ball too long? Yes. Is he not reading the defense quick enough? Yes. So it's a hard place to be at because you were in playoff contention, quote unquote, if you would have won out and had all these scenarios of people losing. We all knew that wasn't the case. Now, what we do know is that we are going to get the number 1 pick almost secure, right? Because Carolina beat the damn Falcons, idiots. But we're looking at possibly getting a quarterback at 1 if Justin Fields is not the guy. And we're probably going to have a new coaching staff if we lose Justin. I don't think that you're going to have this administration with a new quarterback.
Yeah, for me, I'm really hoping. Again, I'm not for drafting a quarterback at 1. I really feel like we stick with Justin Fields for at least one more year, if not possibly the fifth year option.
Okay.
And basically, what we do is in that second, third round, we hopefully a JJ McCarthy or one of those guys is there. I'm getting some feedback here. But again, just spend that first pick. I would definitely want to trade back. And like I said, see if the Packers or one of those teams wants to move up to 1. I don't know what the current draft order is anymore with the Cardinals winning. But I know the Commanders are right there, the Packers are right there,
New England,
and some of these other teams. So there is the potential of moving back to 2 or 3 and still ending up with Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the Packers really need a quarterback after watching Zappy and these guys. But who knows? The Packers could look at Mac Jones and want Marvin Harrison Jr. as well. So
the Packers or the Patriots?
Patriots. I'm sorry.
Patriots. The Patriots. I mean, there's going to be a new sheriff in town over there in New England. We all know that Belichick is out at the end of the season. What is he going to do? Is he going to go to Navy? Is he going to take a year off? Is he going to take one of these vacancies? Because I'm pretty sure he's still going to want that sweetheart deal where he has all the power. So I don't know if an organization is going to want to do that. Maybe Washington, who's going to fire Ron Rivera and the entire staff. But there's a lot of uncertainty, and that's what really bothers the Bears fans right now, because we don't know for sure for our quarterback, and that's a problem. We don't know what we're going to do with the first round pick, because it's literally Ryan Poles' legacy hanging by a thread with this pick, with the number 1 pick. I mean,
right, he's gonna have it back years. That's never happened.
Right, so he's got a lot of pressure. I mean, I think he's done a great job so far with all the picks that he's made, with the trades he's made, saving money, having cap to spend in a free agency, and so far so good. So I think his job is safe. I don't think he's on the hot seat, but I do think that Eberflus, Getsy, and the whole staff there need to be cleaned out and get some competent people that have done it before. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that.
All right, we've got what do we got left for the Bears? We already talked about the lack of running game. We've talked about Justin Fields. We've talked about our amazing defense with Stevenson, Jackson, and Tremaine Edmonds getting interceptions. We talked about Montez Sweat doing his thing, 2.5 sacks. They should have been 3. I don't know why they gave him a half a sack on that last one.
Yeah, let me just give a shout out to Montez Sweat right quick.
Yeah.
In the last 2 games, 13 quarterback pressures, 3.5 sacks, and 18.8 pass rush win rate. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely worth a 2nd round pick.
Yeah, definitely. Over here, you got Israel saying, remember that he said he's taking the North and not giving it back. Yeah.
We haven't even gotten to the North.
Yeah, he hasn't got to the North Pole, North Avenue.
We did nearly, quote unquote, beat the Lions twice. So, and we still have to face the Packers. So,
at this point, that's the only game I care about is the Packer game. Like, you can lose the next 2 and then just beat the Packers, and I'll call it a successful season. We've seen growth out of certain players. We've seen players stay the same, and some people have regression. And the ones that have regression, we've already talked about. Those guys need to go. We have, it takes time. Yeah, it does take time to develop players. But at this stage of the game where you have a defense that's ready to win, you have a potential franchise quarterback already in place that has not met the standards of a franchise quarterback. It's time to go now, because you don't want to waste this defense that's on a cheap side, and then you're going to put money into the offense. It's just that Russell Wilson, right, situation in Seattle where the defense was ready to win. Then they put in this kid, took 2 years, 2-3 years to get ready, and then you pay the man, and then you got to get rid of all the defensive players because you don't have money to pay them. So that's a situation, that the balance that you have to deal with in the NFL. Our defense is doing fine. We have to fix the offense. That's where the problem is. Yeah, we definitely agree with that, Israel. I mean, there's no disputing that the defense is doing fine. Especially it helps if everyone's healthy and actually playing, and you can see what we're capable of: 3 interceptions and sacks. But yeah, it's really just on the offense right now. All right. We got any? Yeah, go ahead.
Just going into that offense, as we're saying, we're year 3 into Justin Fields being the quarterback, and it's prove it or get out of the way. Like, that's why I say, 2nd, 3rd round, a JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, Penix, one of these guys in that 2nd or 3rd round range. Mm-hmm. To me, spend a 3rd round, get one of these guys, bring them in. If Justin Fields continues to struggle and not be able to pass in time and rhythm, then we have to potentially move on.
Yeah,
like I said, I mean, if we pay him $25 million for the 5th-year contract, and then even if we franchise him the year after that I believe I read brings him to like around $34 million a year, which is still cheaper than the $50 million a year he's probably going to ask for.
Yeah.
But again, you can't be spending that kind of money on a quarterback you're getting mediocre play out.
Yeah, I really think that the draft should focus on the offensive line, securing that. And if you're going to stick with Justin Fields, like JC said, you're going to get a wide receiver. Now, the wide receivers, You can find wide receivers in the second and third round that are going to be impactful. You just have a good eye to find one. If you're not going to draft Marvin Harrison Jr., JC did go over a list of other wide receivers that would be available later down in the draft. And if you haven't listened to that episode, go back 2 episodes and he literally ran through those. JC.
Yeah, you got Malik Neighbors. You got a bunch of guys. Neighbors would be available at pick 5. He's out of LSU. Kind of reminds me exactly of a DJ Moore type. So again, I don't know if you necessarily want to have 2 of the same player. Marvin Harrison is more of a Julio Jones, a little bit taller, a little bit, basically can do everything on the field. And then Keon Coleman is the gentleman out of it's FSU. He's more of your Mike Evans type. He's like a 6'4", 6'5" player. So again, decent hands, trouble separating over the middle, but he's going to be playing on the outside. But on in breaking routes, he has a little trouble separating. So that's my only knock on Coleman a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, again, as far as Cole Kmet, I think he's had a pretty solid season. He is not a blocking tight end as you've seen on the bubble screens or anytime Justin Fields is out in on the edges. He doesn't block very well. Neither does what's his name, the wide receiver we just shitted on. They're horrible at blocking, these wide receivers and tight ends. So
Mooney,
yeah, he's been whiffing on blocks all season long.
Yeah, I mean, to me, unfortunately, like Kmet, I like him.
I like him.
He's good enough. So I know Brock Bowers is coming out in this draft, and he's supposed to be once in a generation tight end. I'm sorry, I'm not spending a top 5 on him.
No.
If we were to trade back and maybe grab him at 9 or 10, maybe. But again, I'm happy with Kmet. I don't, with a backup like Tunyon or somebody behind him, I'm fine with that. I don't think tight end is a position we need to address.
No.
In this upcoming.
No, you have to draft a quarterback. You have to draft a running back, offensive line. I would say spend it on the offensive side, and then, if you can't get everything, then you go to free agency, and then you pay for what you need. You go shopping. Yeah, we definitely need a running back. You can always find running backs in the late rounds. That's not something that.
Yeah, running backs you can find after the 4th. And there's no running back really this year that's a first round. Travion Henderson is like the best running back coming out, but unfortunately, I don't even think he's a first round grade.
All right, before we punt it out, let's break down the next game for the Chicago Bears at home versus the Cardinals on Christmas Eve at 3:25 on the lakefront. What are we thinking, boys? This is the double stinker here. There's nothing but bird poop gonna be going on. A
lot of bird poop
over there at the lakefront. So the Cardinals, what can we say about the Cardinals?
Trap game.
It's a trap game?
This is a trap game to me. This is one of those, like, the Cardinals have been playing better than most people expect because of their record. Ever since Kyler Murray has come back, they are playing better than most.
Okay.
I won't say that the Bears defense won't do what they've been doing. I did call for 2 interceptions from the Browns in my prediction last week.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely could see at least 1 takeaway from Kyler Murray, possibly a fumble from Kyler Murray as well. But I definitely could see Cardinals rolling over the Bears this week.
I mean, they did get their ass beat by the Browns 27-0. I'm trying to look at the teams that were really good that they competed against. The Ravens, they lost by a touchdown, 31-24. Seahawks, they lost 20-10. But like you said, I mean, they've had Murray for a couple games. They beat the Steelers 24-10. They scored almost 30 points against the 49ers. So they can put up points. They can put up points. So what are we thinking here, boys, before we punt it out?
I'm going to say Cardinals win
Thanks, Israel.
24, Bears 17.
24-17 Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, JC.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go 21-13 Cardinals. Like I said, probably somewhere in that 21-20 range for the Cardinals. Unfortunately, the Bears showed they could not stop Njoku, and Trey McBride is the best pass receiver right now, averaging anywhere from 8 to 10 catches a game. So if we keep putting defensive ends on tight ends, it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, we didn't even get into that. Israel, who's chiming in all this entire episode, says Cardinals 17, Bears 7. You know what? That was actually my score.
That Mooney's going to have 3 touchdown passes.
All right, and this is where Steven's getting kicked off the podcast for...
No, I'm totally kidding. I know it's not going to happen. Fine, I'm out of here.
Being intoxicated while talking about the Bears. No, I take Cardinals 17-7, or even 24-7. I don't see the Bears doing anything. Our offense is... It's just pathetic.
I'll say maybe more. I need DJ Moore to get at least a touchdown. Help me out, because I'm playoffs are kicked off for Fantasy Football League.
Did you make it past your first round?
Man, I got the first round bye, man.
Oh, that's right. All right, Izzy, thanks for chiming in, brother.
Not in my league. Not in my league. There are no buys. You want to win, you got to play.
That's what I like about
set it up.
I'm going to say this JC's league is my favorite league, even though I'm not the best football guy there. These guys are very, very well studied and know a lot about football. I learned a lot from JC. There's no way in hell that if you're not paying attention to the news, the waiver wire, the weather, what this guy ate for dinner, that you're not going to do well. You've literally got to pay attention to all of that, and these guys are all over it. So I mean,
one of the top teams in my league, the gentleman has been coming up to me like almost every day. Have my money ready. Guess what, Bo? You got bounced in the first round.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
In my league, there are no bye weeks. You can win.
Yeah, because like I said, I just needed to get into the playoffs. You never know what can happen. I got my ass whooped because I had a lot of players out. It happens. I can't do nothing about that, and there's nothing to waiver wire I could have replaced anybody with. So I'll take my loss like a gentleman and move on to the loser consolation bracket, and hopefully I can just win that one and have that small victory of pride. But you know what?
Yeah.
You get the higher pick for a rookie. So
Yep. That's exactly that, and I will be taking a quarterback. Just to let everybody know, breaking news. Boom, boom, boom. Because my quarterbacks suck.
Well, there's only 9 of them coming out, so you should have a chance at one of them.
That's right. All right, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk some more Chicago sports with the Bulls and the Blackhawks at the Madhouse. And I think the Bulls are still playing right now. Yeah, they're up.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, but it's still a lot of time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with the loop and a word from our sponsor.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to No War on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Thanks, Sean. That was very nice of you, Sean. Yeah, I think you're muted, Steven. Of course you are.
Sorry, I was like talking really loud. But no, we did our episode last night.
You did an episode last
we did
night?
a semi-Christmas show.
All right.
And we're going to be doing an episode Thursday and then posting it Friday so you guys can listen to it having eggnog on Monday.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. So, everybody, welcome back to the TCSF podcast. This is The Loop, our Chicago sports roundup where we keep you in the loop. And a little sounder there.
This
There we go.
Chicago.
There it is.
Doors open on the left at Chicago.
So let's talk some Chicago Bulls, who've been pretty hot of late and then gone up and down with the back-to-backs. They played 2 games in Miami, took the first one, and then lost the second one to Jimmy Butler and his heroics at the buzzer. We're missing Zach LaVine, the main cog, right?
Are we missing him? Because I don't think we are.
Are you missing him?
No, I'm not.
JC, you missing Zach LaVine?
Not at all.
Okay.
I've already said trade him.
Yeah, so the new word on the street is that he's interested in going to Sacramento. Hey, bro, anywhere, we're going to send you anywhere that gives us the best opportunity to cash in on you, bro. See you later. This team is playing way better without you. And it just shows you.
You could see it in
the offense. You see it in the offense. You see the ball being shared. You've seen the ball movement. You've seen the young players actually developing and taking that next step into having confidence in what they're doing. The bench is playing a lot better. Everything just flows a lot better, and I think Billy Donovan's offense is showing what it can do when you have the right personnel and the right buy-in. And Zach's a prima donna when it comes to being on the court and wants to hold on to the ball like James Harden, and we already know what James Harden is. He's a cancer. So it's time for that boy to go.
Big tumor.
Yeah. Again, and then JC's comment about Mr. Glass always getting hurt. Yeah, we got Caruso who had an ankle injury, played for 4 or 5 minutes and got hurt again. And he was out against that Miami game, the second one.
He's playing right now.
He is playing right now. But how long? That's another player that has to be traded. I love his defense. I love his tenacity. He had 3 steals while I was watching. But he cannot stay on the court because he plays at 150%. And it's just not something that's sustainable over an 82-game season. It's just not sustainable with his type of body. So what we're looking at is there's going to be a lot of trades. And if I was AK, Acme, Mark Eversley, you've got to make these trades and get as much assets as you can right now. Let these young boys develop, and then add players that have great chemistry with them. You're looking for people that are leaders that are going to buy into the system, not try to be a prima donna. So
I will tell you right now, when we lost to Jimmy Butler on Saturday night, Kobe White 22 points, Patrick Williams 25.
Yep.
Nico had 12 and DeRozan had 27. Ayo had 8. He got a block, steals, 3 assists. So you're seeing these young guys, like you said, develop. When would we ever thought Patrick Williams would be scoring 25?
No, we wanted to send them down the street, down Madison to clean up all the garbage on the floor. Go clean up something because you're worthless. What it is that everybody in front of him was blocking his development and not getting minutes. So maybe that was the green light, the bulb that came off in his head. But right now, I love Kobe. Kobe's doing his thing, and I'm super grateful that he's. Oh, we just got blocked. But we talked about this in nauseum of who should we keep and who should we trade. Everybody's on the table. There's no untouchables on the Bulls. Even Kobe White is untouchable. If you can trade for future picks, because this team is not ready to win this year or next year or the year after that.
Yeah, I could say that. I think the window closed like 2 years ago.
The window's been closed since Derrick Rose blew out his knee. It's as simple as that. There's nothing there. There's really nothing there. I got friends like, oh, we can still get into the playoffs. You mean the play-in playoffs? Because they're going to get bounced out of that too. And they're going to get embarrassed.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. To me, just keep these young guys playing. That's all I can say. Is we're basically, like, from everything I've seen, we're staying in the game. We're right there, playing along with some of the best teams in the league. I mean, the Heat, they're a playoff team. So the fact that we were able to take one off them and we lost by 1 point with some heroics by Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
Like I said, man, keep these young guys playing, man. Give them all the minutes. Zach, you want to go to the Kings? You want to go Sacramento? Yeah. I read something that, the Bulls were trying to work a deal with Cleveland.
Oh, for
Zach.
Yeah, Darius. Was it Darius Garland or something? Yeah, it was Garland. I remember that. Yeah, straight up.
It was.
Cleveland's like, what are you talking about, bro? No.
Yeah. But like I said, they're trying. And that's all I can say is, like, just make it happen. Zach's unhappy being here. We're unhappy having to deal with his attitude and his diva, whatever. And like I said, we're playing better with these guys. So
yeah, I'm over here still turning around looking at the game because we are 1 point up on the Philadelphia Sixers, who are 18-7. You had Embiid, who went for 40 something the other night and didn't even play the fourth quarter, and we're hanging with.
Probably gas now.
Maybe he is. I don't know. No, he looks decent. He looks decent. I mean,
he's been playing really well.
He had 15 points in the first quarter, so I don't know what he has right now. But let me see. What does he have right now? Sixers. Joel Embiid.
Williams,
he's got 36.
5'3".
Yeah. Maxey with 22, Embiid with 36. So I mean, for us, we got Kobe White with 22, DeRozan with 10, Patrick with 10, Vucevic with 15, Caruso with 10, Javon Carter with 12. He's been playing a lot better. And it's funny enough, in this game, we have Javon Carter who from Proviso East, and we have, what was the other kid's name?
Played for Proviso.
Robert Covington played for West. Yeah.
Or West.
Yeah, they're 5 years apart, but they didn't play at the same time, but that's crazy. They got the Battle Proviso right there. Yes, I mean,
it's like East Leiden's territory.
Yeah, it's a rivalry thing, it's all right. We are I'm looking at the standings. We're 12th in the Eastern Conference. So again, we are almost at the bottom. The Pistons with 2 wins, Wizards with 4, Hornets with 7, Bulls with 10, Raptors with 10, Hawks with 10, Nets with 13. And then you get to the 8th spot where the Cavaliers have 14. They've had a lot of injuries, and that's why they're there. The Pacers, surprisingly, who have been scoring 140, 150 a game, only have 13 wins. All offense, no defense. Lots of run and gun. We all know what Mike D'Antoni's team would do that with the Phoenix Suns, and they would always lose. So you've got to play defense in the NBA, and especially in the fourth quarter. What do we see this? I mean, obviously, like, for myself, I really don't pay attention to that closely to the NBA as a whole until Christmas. Like, Christmas is the biggest day for the NBA, even though the NFL wants to take that over, and they're trying to. They probably will.
Slowly, yeah.
They probably will. But the NBA, I mean, for me, being, growing up, it was, NBC, the NBA on NBC, and, the Bulls playing the Knicks on Christmas Day. That was the biggest rivalry games that they would always show. Where do we see this Bulls team going into the next year, 2024? What are we seeing?
I say just promotional, just like how the White Sox are. Just all the logo.
Always got to throw a jab.
Not really the players.
I was gonna say, because we're Patrick Williams is gonna be gone, right? Like, he's due for a contract.
Yeah.
When's Kobe White due?
Kobe White just resigned. He just resigned.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean,
DeMar has an expiring contract. Patrick Williams has an expiring contract.
So we're losing Levine. We're possibly losing DeRozan. We're possibly losing, Pat Williams. So you're left with Lonzo if he comes back. Kobe White, and Vooch,
Possibly.
Yeah, well, Vooch will be here. Yeah.
or is Vooch due?
I can check on you, but I think he's
I mean, that would be what would be left of that team.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's a bottom team. So,
Right.
Again, accumulate the picks.
2026.
Let Kobe continue to.
Yeah, 2026 is when
Sorry, can you repeat?
It's 2026 when he's an unrestricted free agent. So we have him for 2 more seasons.
All right. So again, your core is Kobe and Vooch,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, possibly Lonzo comes back 3 years from now.
I mean, I think if Lonzo were to come back next season and plays along with Kobe White, I think that'll be really, really good because that was the expectations of having an explosive player like Zach LaVine when he's interested and playing well. I love Lonzo Ball having the ball because he's a floor general. He runs the offense. He makes sure that you're in your spots, and the offense just flows like water when he's in charge. And it opened up a lot of opportunities for the rest of the guys. And like I said, it's really time to trade everybody because there's no one that's going to be
the
winning.
team was so much better when Lonzo was there, because again, it was Lonzo would run up the court. And he wasn't a ISO player. He was a pass first player. He got the ball to the guy it needed to go to. And now you see without him, Zach quote unquote stepped up and tried to play an ISO game. And
Right.
that's not what the NBA is now. Like it's about spacing, it's about, getting the ball to the open player and letting him shoot the 3 or 2 or, So again, to me, it's get rid of the divas and run with the young bucks.
All right, I got one more thing with let me re-pull this up. With the Chicago Bulls announcing they were doing a Ring of Honor on January 12th, I believe. And our one of my favorite knuckleheads in Charles Barkley was taking jabs at the Bulls. Yeah, let's see if I can get this up. Put the Bluetooth up on a little bit there. All right, here we go. Let's see if this will play. There we go.
And that means they're inviting Phil and Mike and Scotty.
Were they waiting on Michael and the guys to die before they come up with the Ring of Honor? I mean, don't they have a statue out front? I think you'd rather have a statue than be in the Ring of Honor. No disrespect to being, because I'm in the Ring of Honor.
No, he's going to have both. He's going to have both. But can you imagine Scotty and Mike crossing paths at the Ring of Honor?
Hey, they're not going to do that on the same night.
They are. They are. They're inviting.
Something.
Everybody is going to be there, and it's next month.
You know what? I gotta go. I gotta go.
You might not make it. You might make it awkward, even more awkward if you go.
No, I'm just gonna sit back in the corner and stare.
The way
I'm praying.
I think Golden State goes to Chicago in mid-January, so Steve Kerr will be there.
Please don't have it a night I gotta work, because I want to go there and be a fly on the wall.
Paulie, check and see. I think it's like January 12th that Golden State goes to Chicago. Ring of Honor. Rodman, Phil Jackson, Mike, Scotty, maybe.
They shouldn't do it on the same night, because that's the only way they're gonna get a crowd is on a Ring of Honor night. They should spread it out. They're putting all those guys in there the same night.
I think so. Yeah, Paulie.
Yeah, halftime on January 12th confirmed at the Bulls game. And bonus coverage, Charles, the Lakers will unveil the NBA in-season tournament banner to be hung on December 18th.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Wait, what night of the week is the Bulls thing?
What is the January 12th? Friday night.
I can be there. I can be there. I'm praying.
Maybe you go with Michael Jordan's son.
Dan, I'm telling you something. I'm going to have to go to Chicago that day just to see it. I mean, you talk about weirdest, uncomfortable... That uncomfortable won't do it justice. I mean, people, first of all, nobody's going to watch the Warriors or the Bulls. Okay, let's get that out the way. Nobody's going to see the Warriors against Bulls. But everybody's going to have their camera focused on those guys. I can't wait.
People are going to show up right at the end of the second quarter.
That's exactly right. They're going to go and get all liquored up the first half, and they're going to leave right after halftime.
Yes, just like you would.
There's no reason to watch the Bulls against the Warriors at all.
That was courtesy of the Dan Patrick Show. Thank you, Chuck and Dan Patrick, for something that was very hilarious. Go ahead, boys. Give me your interpretation of all that.
I would be shocked if MJ's son brings Pippen's
Larsa.
Yeah. I think there's going to be so much drama that night.
Do you think they both show up?
I think so.
They'll be on opposites?
They have to. They wouldn't have the event. They aren't going to show up.
I could see Michael and Rodman showing up. I don't know about Pippen.
You think Pippen doesn't show up and sends like a video package?
I could see that too.
Yeah, I can see that. So 13 Bulls legends who earned spots in the first ever Ring of Honor, led by His Airness Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Bob Love, Jerry Sloan, Artis Gilmore, Phil Jackson, Johnny Red Kerr, original owner Dick Klein, general manager Jerry Cross, Tony Kukoc, Dennis Rodman, Chet Walker, and assistant coach Tex Winter are the inaugural inductees. Obviously, there's more great Bulls that will be added on. I mean, I don't know about this 13 at one time. Brian Scalabrine, yeah, he's definitely gonna be the one pulling the rope, putting banner. Yeah, no, there's no way. Norm Van Leer should be up there. There should be a lot of players, but they are gonna honor the I think it's the '96 team, the one that won 172 and 10. So I mean, is this just regular Bulls PR trying to put a spin on a bad season?
I would say so. I mean, you got nothing else pretty much. You didn't do anything in the in-season tournament. The team's looking up and better and bright, and it looks cool to watch them. But I don't know. I think it's just something to add. It's like a White Sox thing.
Always taking shots.
I mean, like father, like son.
You keep my father out of this.
Daddy wasn't there.
He went off cigarettes and milk and never came back. Yeah, I think that's a good way to end the Bulls segment there, with it just being uncertain of who is going to show up. I mean, I don't see Pippen showing up, but let's talk about the other team. I know they're not that great either. I don't think there's a Chicago team that is good right now. But the Chicago Blackhawks, losing 4 straight. They just lost to, I believe, Calgary, 4-2 in their last game. That's 4 straight losses.
And then Seattle.
I think I remember seeing a 7-1 game there at one point.
That was on.
Yeah, the Kraken, Seattle. Yeah, that was last Thursday. This team is not equipped to win. They've got one superstar and a bunch of guys that no one knows. I don't know where. I'm not a puckhead, so I can't tell you exactly what's going to what's the process of turning this team around. But as far as I've experienced, it's always been through the draft, what you want to do, and through trades. It's not really through signing people, because good players stay signed. It's just it's hard because they have a hard salary cap, and these guys don't get paid a lot. So I don't know. I guess we're literally going to be tanking for the #1 pick again. That'd be crazy if 2 years in a row the Bears and the Blackhawks get it.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more games of this month, I believe. No, 6.
The Sharks are worse than us because we're worse. We're the worst team. We've got 19 points.
We're the worst team, and I was reading on X. I forget where Bedard is from. Is it Montreal or?
Go ahead.
I forget where in Canada he's from. But wherever he's from, there's another kid that's like supposed to be the best player coming out, and we're we're looking at the chance of getting him too. So that would be like the Kane and Taze combo again. So,
Yeah, he's from North Vancouver.
I forget the young player's name, but he comes from the same area of Canada that Bedard comes from. And like I said, it's looking like we're having the chance of getting him.
I love it. I love it. Let's keep doing that. Let's keep doing that. And then you can
Yeah,
have to play
I'm excited for that. But we do need to go to a game. You know, Jose has.
Hey, Friday's my last day of work, man. Friday's my last day of work, and then I'll be grinding.
When is?
Friday. Friday's my last day. Then I'm off for 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm off for 2 weeks. So
we could go.
Yeah, we definitely can go.
I was gonna say, we'll look at the schedule off air and see if we can come up with something.
I love it.
I mean, bowling's done for me until January 11th.
Oh no, we're still bowling.
Oh,
still bowling. I'm bowling like shit, but I don't even want to talk about that.
This leaves in the air because I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's been bad. It's been bad.
Even though I know I'm a little bit better, so
whatever. Anything else on the Blackhawks before we take a quick break and finish? Are we talking baseball? Do we need to talk baseball?
You had just said that we could say one of our wishes for baseball.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that after the break. Okay. We'll do that, and then we'll go straight into what you watching. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15. TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
What up? It's Martin Moreno, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
Welcome back for this threw me off there, Martin. You threw me off. Welcome back. This is Big Z. We're here with JC and transparent Steven Batista on a TCSF podcast. So it is the Christmas season, and this came out from Steven, so I want to give him a shout out for this small idea of coming up with a wish list. So we're gonna keep it to one thing that you would want from one of your favorite Chicago teams. A request you give to Santa, and that he would grant. So if Santa can grant you one wish for your favorite Chicago sports team, JC, what would it be?
Ooh. My one wish would be for the Bears to have both picks in the top 5.
That's where we're at right now anyways. So
yeah, and the Panthers are trying to fuck us. So, like I said, my one wish is stop trying to fuck us over. Like, just stop it. Just sit there and be number one, damn it.
That's right. That's right. All right, Steven, there you go. You're muted. What is your one wish to Santa for your favorite Chicago sports team?
So you had to make it about Chicago. I was going to say that originally I was going to say I don't want the Dodgers to win a championship, but that's not it. But I will say my one wish to Santa is that the White Sox move to Nashville.
Wow. So you just admitted that the White Sox are your favorite team by saying that.
No, I'm just making a wish to Santa.
No, you're saying that it's going to be Cubs and only Cubs here in Illinois.
There's only one team.
There is only one team playing it. It is the Cubs.
What was the old Bull slogan? One town, one team?
Yeah.
Or no, that was Blackhawks, right?
That was the Blackhawks.
Or just, sign Cody again. So, but yeah.
Yeah, he's going to Toronto. Sorry. You'll be getting Ryan Hoskins.
He's not. We talked about it. It was a fake thing his wife did.
Yeah, I just got a Sports Illustrated article that says Toronto's right on his ass to sign him. So
probably taxes are cheap over there.
Probably. So it's healthcare.
Like the meme I sent you guys in the group chat. It's just literally a guy poking the Cubs saying, "Fucking do something, would you?"
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
I'm telling you, literally, like, as a Cubs fan, it is going to be the same thing as you're sitting at the bar, the lights come on, and only ugly chicks are left. As a Cubs fan, that's honestly how I feel like this is going to go.
Wasn't that Family Guy with the switch? With the switch? The
Yeah.
Family Guy with the switch, he was turning it on and turning it off. Like, oh, good-looking women. Then he would turn on the lights and be all ugly women. Wow.
Same, like, if you want to look at a glass half full in that situation, at least we get laid in that scenario.
Whoa. Bulls just beat Philadelphia. Holy Jesus. Anyways.
Yeah, they just beat them.
Yeah. All right. My wish would be for the White Sox to be sold to a competent owner, such as the Mavs' prior owner,
Mark Cuban.
Yeah, that's who I would want to own the White Sox. He's been wanting to get to MLB, and all the good old boys are not letting him in. But I think he would take the team by storm and just fix a lot of it because he doesn't have patience for losing. And I think that'd be a great thing for the White Sox.
I was reading something the other day about Michael Jordan possibly trying to go after the Bulls.
I mean, why not?
He would have.
I wouldn't want that.
No,
what do we do with the Hornets?
He sold his majority stake in the Hornets. So
yeah, but if he was an owner and he could put the right people in place, like he'd be like, I just want to be the owner of the Chicago Bulls and just stick it to Reinsdorf and everybody else that I own the Chicago Bulls and everything's about me. Great, I don't care. But put the right people in place all the way down from top to bottom to run the organization. You're just the owner. Go golf, go gamble. You know, come to a couple games.
Drink some bourbon.
Syncro. It's tequila.
Show up every now and again. Wave on the big
Just wait. Yeah, exactly.
babies.
That's all you've got to do. Oh my God, Jordan's going to be there. I got to go to that game. He might. Whatever.
Sell your tequila brand.
Exactly. It's a win-win-win. So that'd be awesome. But yeah, for the White Sox to be owned by Mark Cuban would be great. You know, if they can move the stadium right across from the United Center, that'd be even better. With a great skyline view in the back in the outfield, that would work.
I think I'll have to talk to Krampus about making them move. The White Sox move to Nashville.
There's no way to go to Nashville.
I'll sell my soul for that to happen.
You already sold your soul. You can't keep selling your soul if you don't own it.
If Mark Cuban buys them, he would move them to Dallas. No.
Nah.
I mean, people keep buying it, so nothing happens. They keep making money.
Nah. Chicago's a bigger market. Why would you do that? All right, let's wrap this up with what are you watching that isn't sports, JC?
Watch that new Marky Mark movie.
Oh, on Apple.
The Family Plan, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah, it looks typical.
If you want to, so it's the same premise. Just go watch Obliterated, which is a movie, TV show, I believe on Netflix. I mentioned it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you did.
Way more laughs.
Yeah, my coworker was talking about it this morning.
Plan.
Yeah. Anything else, JC? Just that?
I also watched a TV show called The Artful Dodger, which is a Hulu show. Basically takes place in like the 1800s in Australia. Young kid, Navy surgeon. Basically everything's amputations and him being a surgeon in a time before modern medicine.
Yeah, kind of like the Nick.
So it's based on a character from Oliver Twist called Dodger. He's some character in Oliver Twist, but it's a TV show where basically he grew up as a pickpocket and a thief, and then he ended up joining the Navy, becoming a surgeon.
Okay.
And now,
story.
like, he's, and his past is catching up with him.
Gotcha. Stevie-B.
Last week on the show, we talked about Christmas movies that aren't Christmas movies. Angie gave me a great one about
Die Hard.
watching the Gremlins.
The Gremlins
Yep.
the Gremlins was shot on the same lot, same studio lot as Back to the Future. It has the same clock tower, that little town. They were shot in the same exact place. So it's a Christmas movie.
So I was watching that, and pretty much not much of late. Just been getting ready for work tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that off air. We'll talk about that. We don't want to jinx it, get you fired already.
I just gotta wake up on time. That's my thing.
Yeah. A lot, like 15
Who wakes up at 8:30 in the morning or has to be at work? Like
Poor
14 hours of
you.
that.
Poor you. I'm at work at 7:30. I've actually took one of Sean's recommendations from like a couple months ago and watched Hijacked. Idris Elba stars in it, and it's an Apple.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? I enjoyed the fuck out of it. I thought it was great. I thought it was great all the way through. You know, it's got a cheesy ending, but whatever. I thought it was really good. Good plot twist. The show went by really fast. Like anytime like the suspense built up, it's like, all right, end of the episode. So it kind of draws you in to keep going for the next episode. I enjoyed it. I think it's like 7 episodes. It's not a lot. And then I picked up season 2 of Reacher on Amazon.
Oh yeah, I gotta see that.
It is good, and I forgot the actor's name off the top of my head, but I know
Alan Richardson.
Yes, Sean and Stevie-B's chat. They were talking about he is interested in playing Batman for James Gunn. He's putting it out there. He's like, I want to do it. I mean, the dude has the build for it. He's got the physique for it. He's already doing physical stuff in Reacher. He wants to continue doing Reacher. But you know, if he's to take a hiatus for the Batman movie, the one where it's going to be him and Robin, great. I approve of that.
Same.
Yeah, except Alan Richardson. I mean, to me, he's a little bit too big. I mean, he's 6'5". I mean, he's jacked.
He is jacked. Yeah.
So, like I said, I mean, to me, like unless playing like the slightly older Batman.
It is going to be an older, because they're not doing origin stories no more with James Gunn for Batman and Superman. It's going to be like already in process. So it is going to be, you know, Batman with Robin and the adventures. So you're looking at a more grizzled Batman.
He did play Aquaman in Smallville.
Yes, he did.
And he was in Teen Titans too.
Yep. Yes, he was. So he's already got the experience. So those are pretty. Oh, and I'm caught up on For All Mankind. They're in year 2003, and it's getting a little hairy right now. It's pretty cool. So that's it. That's all I got. Anything else, boys?
Nice. Yeah, I completely forgot I started watching Reacher as well.
It's a good show. And then I what is it? 3 episodes already. So I finished.
Yeah, 3 episodes. I binge watched all 3 back to back.
So did I, and I was like, oh man, I gotta wait till next Friday for another one. So yeah, that's all I've been doing. Trying to catch up on stuff that you guys recommend. Next show for me is going to be that Netflix show before I cancel Netflix, because I don't really use it.
I do want to
the Obliterated. Yeah,
I got to talk to you about that off air. What did you say, Steven?
No, I said Axel with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, when does that
Beverly
come
Hills
out?
Cop.
When does that come out?
Comes out, I believe, soon, within the next couple weeks.
I thought it was sometime in 2020. Are you talking about the Axel Foley?
Oh, is it that is in the summer, or is that, I thought it was in the next
Yeah,
weeks.
no, I think it's sometime 2024.
Yeah.
But they put out the little teaser for it.
I mean, it looks good.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
We'll see.
You didn't like Beverly Hills Cop?
It's always rough going back to something so nostalgic.
From 35 years ago, yeah. That's kind of hard to do. All
Like I
right,
said,
Joe.
if they wrote it right,
yeah,
it'll be great. But
yeah.
like I said, a lot of times, you know, you get new writers that weren't involved with the first one, and
weren't
they
alive.
try to change it up a little too much.
Yeah. All right, boys, it's time to get out of here and enjoy dinner for some of us, and some of us got to go to Mimi's so they can go to work in the morning. Poor baby.
Yeah, Mimi's.
Yeah, I gotta go. Mimi's gotta go to sleep. I gotta edit podcasts and then get everything ready for tomorrow for everybody to listen on the audio version. All right, y'all. That is it for today. Thank you for listening. A big thank you to our sponsor, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothing.com, gritclothingco.com, and get your official TCSF podcast T-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 at the checkout for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Get your shirts now. You can check out Stevie-B in his show, the No Water on the Weekend podcast that posts every Monday afternoon.
Pretty much. I will say this. I had a listener write in and text Sean. And I always said Mario Go-Kart.
Yeah.
But apparently I got corrected, and it's only Mario Kart.
Yeah, because go-karts are what they're using.
Right. So I was under the impression ever since I was a kid, it was Mario Go-Kart.
I think go-kart is
It's
a
like that.
registered
Yep, there's
thing.
no Go. It's just Mario Kart.
Yeah.
It's that Mandela effect that I have somewhere in me with that.
Yeah.
I could have sworn I saw go-kart in there.
You're probably the only one on that one. That's always
Probably.
yeah.
But I'm just going to use that as the reason why.
All right. So check out his new episode. It just dropped. You can go back and listen to old episodes. They're pretty funny. Sean is really funny. Steven sometimes funny.
Nah, sometimes.
Go and check out Sean and Steven and Sean on the No Water No Weekend podcast. Shout out to Ronesh, Panic, Serious Beats, and custom made for the beats we're playing on today's audio version of the show. Check out paniconthebeat.com for your moment merch and gear. Check us out on social media, TCSF Pod on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook, IG, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere. You can tell your smart speaker to play True Chicago Sports Fans podcast. It will do that for you. You can reach us on Gmail at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. You can find Stevie-B at No Water on the Weekend. Weekend is spelled WEEKND or WKND.
No, it's WKND.
Okay. Because it's spelled different on your screen there. You can find JC and all his football knowledge and fantasy football questions. You can hit him up at JCDYNASTYFF. So JC Dynasty Fantasy Football FF. So anywhere else they can find you? You're just on X?
Yeah, just mostly on Twitter right now. Been kicking around the idea of starting up a podcast covering one rookie a week, or maybe one wide receiver, one running back a week. But we'll talk about that off.
Sounds good. All right. For JC and Stevie-B, I am Big Z, and we'll see you next time for episode 175. Jesus, these numbers are getting big.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.
A few moments later.
Wait, the Bears are what we thought they were. What we thought they were.
This is not how we wanted it to go. You almost can't even make it up. It's that bad.
Oh, my goodness! Didn't see that coming! What? Did we just become best friends? Yup!
You have a lot of incest. That's real.
Shut your mouth.
Lover boy.
Nature versus nurture, Lodge. Nature always wins.
I think he's on steroids.
Hasta luego, amigos. That's all. I shouldn't have those artichoke poppers.
Thanks, Cubs!